What up, everybody? PR
You.
Project.
What up, though?
I'm Tommy Runs.
I'm Aaron Worldwide.
Man, today, this episode is brought to you by Tommy Runs and Aaron. We got a couple things. We shifting some things around. We got some good news coming up. We
You.
have the good thing about having a show like this is we offer a lot to different brands. We offer a lot to the community. We offer a lot to ourselves because we get to talk about these things. But we also got to do some planning. So season two, we're gonna have some things popping. In season two, if you haven't gotten the hint, will be based all around the New York Marathon, training for New York. So I'm really hyped about that, really excited. So we got some new things coming up. We got some new people coming on board. Not people, brands coming on board. So stay
Brands are
tuned.
people, so you're right.
Well, I mean,
It's a
well,
lot.
I didn't want I didn't want them to like new people. Who's coming on the show? Is it Gary? Is it Alexis? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't want to leave them like that.
Yeah.
Um, Paul says fire.
Flame it up. Flame it
Two
up.
two flames is good.
Flame it up.
I feel like emojis have kind of ruined the like conversational experience.
I feel like they've enhanced the conversational experience.
I know. As soon as I said it, but like I use flames and stuff so often, as opposed to like thinking of like a sentence to put in like somebody's comments. You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing, right? There is no replacement from a word standpoint of an emoji of a man surfing a wave. I can't
Well, if you
enunciate that in
if
words.
you if you say it, it sounds less cool, and the impact is not there. Okay, certain emojis.
Yeah. Like the melting emoji, the face.
The melting emoji is the best
It's
emoji.
goated, bro. It gets no
Yeah,
better than that.
it's probably the best emoji that Apple has. Because
Yeah.
oh no, what is that little smoky, steamy face one? What's that supposed to be?
I don't know. That's the beauty of emojis. It can be whatever you need it to be.
The melting face is amazing though. It's
Yes,
amazing.
because
So
it's so much utility out of that one single emoji. For
so
sure.
basically, I should say that for me, I found myself using fire as opposed to saying a bunch of other stuff I probably could or should say.
Yeah, I see that.
My kid does a good job. I send him an emoji, a fire
Fire.
emoji, fire, fire. All right. I just had to. Oh, okay. Hold on. We got more. What the heck is this?
I'm on a window, so you know.
What is it? Yeah, I'm on the Windows too. That might be something different. I don't know. It looked like a coronavirus. Doesn't look like.
It's the blank face, but I don't know what the other one is.
Oh man, that's wild. All right,
It
so
look like bacon. Bacon emoji.
bacon emoji. I know they got a bacon emoji, but yo man, so things have been going really well. I'm back in full swing running. I am officially training for a marathon, and I feel good to be back. It feels strange to even say that I'm back. It feels, it's like I've been waiting for it, but now that it's here, I don't really. Have you grasped the fact? Or you're not even training for a marathon yet, but in the beginning of a training block, do you ever feel like you can't believe that you're training for a marathon, or like when you started, you're like full, like day one, I'm in there, you know?
No, for sure. Like you look at the magnitude of what you're about to do, especially now that I've been through the marathon training block. Like I know what it entails. I was kind of green a little bit last go around. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like a half marathon training, whatever. But no, it's definitely an experience. And starting out is just like it's like looking at that blank canvas when you have like an art project and you just like, all right, I gotta fill this thing up and I gotta make it look cool. So
that's why I like abstract art, because they'll just start with like a slash on the thing, and then they start it. They good.
Yeah. But that's kind of what we doing too. We about to just start with a slash.
True.
And just get after it. Like, hope for the best.
True. So I guess I want to kind of put a question out too, because I mean we have people watching the show live. That's the good thing about being live is if people comment. We already got Paul throwing emojis at us. But I guess I don't know what the question is, but do you ever? How do you know? At what moment do you really feel like you're like, oh, I'm in marathon training? Like at what point? I'm gonna ask you first, Aaron. But like at what point do y'all viewers get to type in? At what point do you feel like you're like in the marathon training block? Like it's official.
I think for me, it's a combination of things.
Mm-hmm.
For one, when I wake up and my body is
Hold on.
like,
I know it wasn't gonna stop there, but it just felt funny. Like, for me, it's like one thing when I wake up, and if you stop there, legendary. Go ahead.
you know
I'm
what
sorry.
I'm saying? Waking up is enough. But no, like, when you wake up and your body be like, no, dog,
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't feeling this
yeah,
consciousness thing right now. And you be creaky and all that kind of stuff. That's one part of it.
yeah,
And the other part is like that first real long run. Like once you get past like 90 minutes or whatever,
yeah.
you start getting close to that 2 hour mark and you kind of go into the long run with a little reservations. You kind of
Hmm.
get those butterflies a little bit, like, man, I haven't ran this long in quite some time. That
Yeah,
is like
yeah,
that's like the welcome to the NBA moment where it's just like we about to sink or swim. We about to see
yeah.
where the fitness is. We gonna see what's up.
Yeah, so I think that I'm gonna second that first notion. Like when you wake up in the morning and the first few steps, well, that's like weeks in though. Like you're like a few weeks in, but that's when that's when you know you're about to get crazy. When you wake up in the morning and the first few steps are you take very cautiously. Like, okay, I don't want to, because it would be terrible to be doing well and knock yourself out of marathon training because you just thought you was still young. You hopped up out the bed and went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that moment, but then also for me, I'm gonna flip it. You said long run. I'm gonna flip it to that, like that first workout, that the numbers on the page make you feel nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause in the beginning of a marathon training block, some of the paces are fast. It's new. You kind of whatever rusty, but there's one workout in there that's like a 2 mile, a 3 by 2 mile, or like a something or other, where it's like, yo, I gotta fuel properly. I gotta eat some spaghetti the night before. I gotta, like the one where it make you really feel like you about to go test yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I can get by in a long run. I can ramp up in the long run, but like that one where you're supposed to do a 2 mile warm up and then blast off, that'd
Yeah,
be the one that kind of get me a little nervous.
yeah, for sure. So
That's
O Unit 86 Olivia, what up though? She said when it gets real hard you gotta push through because anything before that is just a regular workout, not for just running, but anything.
yeah,
Like I get what you're saying, because yeah, like when you're not like working towards something, you don't really think about it in those terms. You be like, oh,
yeah,
I'm just doing a workout. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But when it's in a block, in a segment, it's like, oh, this is a part of something bigger. Like this is a puzzle piece that I have to make sure I put in the right place because it's going to something else.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree. That's for sure.
Yeah, for 100%. Like, cause it when in that, and that's when that's that workout or whatever, or that long run where you know ahead of time that you're going to have to tap in. You're going to have to. This is not going to be easy. It's not even going to be medium. This is going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that one for me. And then Brian Wolski says the first 16 miler LR, was that Luke Humphrey,
Long
is
run.
first 16 mile Luke Humphrey is a definite reminder it's real. Is that Luke Humphrey?
No,
Long run.
long run.
Luke Humphrey.
He sounds like a Luke Humphrey guy though.
He's
Because
not a
that
Luke
first
Humphrey guy.
16-mile long run is something serious.
Yeah, that first. Yeah, that's what in my head, because we use the Hanson Marathon method. So anything L is just Luke Humphrey for me. Sorry, even though Humphrey doesn't start with an R. It
Yeah, I
gets
don't know
rough.
what you mean.
It's rough out here in these streets. But yeah, that first 16 miler is pretty tough. Because normally the week before was at least 12 or 14. And you still got that workout in the middle or two, and then you kind of come back with that 16.
I think it's more so kind of like the idea of like, okay, 16 miles. I haven't done 60 because very rarely do people just like pop off a 16-mile long run
Just in off
just
season.
vibes. So it's
Yeah,
like that's when you really know, like, okay, 16 miles, this is something for real.
yeah,
Because like you
yeah,
said, the day before is probably 8 or 10.
yeah,
So the fatigue is already kind of there.
yeah,
And then you wake up that morning and you like, all right, I got 16 miles today. Like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of becomes a thing within itself.
yeah,
But usually, you do it and it's like, I remember how that feels. Or you do it and you for the first time and you'll be like, ah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I am capable. You know what I'm saying? This
yeah,
is something that I can do.
yeah,
But you also know that later on in that block that you'll have that same 16-mile long run and it'll feel totally different than that first one that you did in the block. So it's like I like that too about marathon training. It's just like you could be doing the same things just at different times or like different stages. And
Yeah.
like, of course, the fitness is getting better, but also the fatigue is starting to build up. So something that was like smooth sailing in week 3, you get to it in week 12, and it's just like, what is this, bro? Why
Yeah.
are we doing this? I hate everybody. All I want to do is eat and just like lay on the couch.
That's another moment when you know that it's kind of starting to get real. Is when the hunger monsters like start coming. When
When
you
you,
just can't when you just feel like you just can't stop eating,
yeah,
you know it's getting real. You know your body is like asking you to help it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's that
Thank
second
God.
dinner. That second dinner, you eat dinner, and then like an hour or two later, you be like, I need another dinner, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I be doing. I be like,
Was
all
that
right, I'm done eating for the day.
what
And
number did what number dinner was that? Is that
then,
dinner number
you
one or
feel
number
me?
two?
Like I'll be like, all right, let me like I'll cook something, I'll prep something, that would be my dinner for the week, and then I'll be like, some pizza wouldn't be bad right now. Like
Bro,
let me go get some Chipotle or something. Like right now it's straight. You know what I'm saying? Like I could eat anything right now.
yeah,
So
when as a grown person, when your appetite matches like that of like an 11 or 12-year-old boy, it's like, yo, we went. My son was out with his grandmother, and they went to like some fast food place or whatever. And he said he got a quarter pounder with like fries, and he came home within like they stopped on the way. He came home and then threw in 3 Eggo waffles into the toaster. I'm like, bro, you being greedy. I started fussing at him like, you being greedy, and I remembered being that young and being like insatiably hungry.
so are
So
you saying training for a marathon is like going through puberty again?
yes, that's what I'm saying. Your voice changes. Sometimes you get a little bump here and there. You know what I'm saying? And we're not even gonna talk about the other side of puberty. We're just gonna leave
Woo,
it right there.
woo.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we just like unlocked something. I think we just figured something out.
You it has all the feelings. Your bones ache. You're tired all the time, bro. Marathon training is puberty plus a bunch of miles. That's all.
Just without the never,
Okay. All right.
never,
So all
never
right.
mind.
All right. All
Never
right.
mind.
Hold on.
Puberty was kind of
Uh,
crazy.
so Chris says I start to pay closer attention to my mileage and increase slowly. That's the way to go.
That's the smart. That's the smart, mature way of going about it for sure.
No, we're not mature at all though.
I am. I do the same thing. 50,
Bro,
70.
50, 70.
No middle ground.
In grand scheme of things, 50 to 70 ain't as bad as 50 to 100.
That's true. It could always be
You got
worse. I guess if that's the approach you're taking, it could always be worse.
you got to
That's
zoom
cool
out.
too.
You got to zoom out. Sometimes some things could be worse than other things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's get back to so training vibes. Like, how are you feeling right now? I mean, you're still in like your off season mode, and we'll talk about what part of the world I'm in right now. But how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. This was my first 50-mile week since Rhode Island. So I've
Oh,
been hovering around 40 to 45 ish. I think I might have got to 48 a few weeks ago, but firmly above. I think I got to almost 54 this week.
mm-hmm.
Had a good workout on Friday. Um, Probably pushed a little too hard on the long run today, but my legs felt good and the
What do
weather
you?
was nice.
I bailed out on half of that. So what do you mean you pushed a little too hard?
So obviously every Sunday we run with the gang. We run 3-on-3, and we had a unusually large group today. Like we probably had
Yeah.
almost 20 people, and so that's pretty big for what we do on the long runs on Sunday. And Clint and Ray, they are two not usually in the front, but they wanted to take the lead. They wanted to head out and get after it. So we were just, I mean, it's not like we were doing anything crazy. So we were probably floating along at like 7:45.
Yeah.
Well, when I joined them, it was probably like 8 flat. But I'm like, okay, if y'all want to be up here, we about to see. You know what I'm saying? We about to.
So it's your fault.
So I
Okay.
kind of started tightening the screws a little bit, and got them down to maybe 7:20 ish, and then so they were running 10 miles, and Gary wanted to run 12. So
Yeah.
and I also wanted to run 12. So we split off, and we just kept it rolling. And next thing
Yeah.
I know, we were 3 miles in after the split off, and all of them were under 7-minute pace. So it was just like,
I'm
let's
telling
roll.
you. I mean, if it's definitely a good thing. We'll talk about like the the need, I guess, sometimes to speed up and like the benefit of just kind of letting it go. But the theme is, bro, like it's really Gary.
No, we ain't gonna do that. I ain't even gonna throw Gary under the bus because him and so Joe and Gary were running in like the second pack.
Yeah.
And they kind of pushed it to catch up to us. But as soon as they started to kind of like catch us, that's when me and Gary split off. So, and shout out to Clint. He said, for sure, appreciate the push. Yeah, because like I said, if you're gonna be up front and you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, leading the crew.
Yeah,
I gotta take y'all temperature a little bit at least. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, look at Gary. Gary, like, dude, like, yeah, I got your back, Gary. This wasn't that. So
no, I got it.
You know, we were headed down Woodward. You know, sometimes Woodward it's very straight. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, let's get after it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie though. You know, like when you running side by side with somebody, you be thinking like, do they feel how I feel right now?
And Gary don't ever sound like it.
No, and I don't breathe super hard either, so I'm not sure what Gary's perspective was like.
Hey, am I a mouth breather? Am I loud when we run?
No, but you make weird noises sometimes. I'd be worried. I'd be like, is he okay? Is he dying? Like, but I know, like, and I know you're not dying, but I just be like, what is these noises? Like, what's going on? But yeah,
now I'm gonna be paranoid forever. We gotta talk about this.
No, remember that one time on the North Hills when we were running, and I don't know why you were. Oh, that was our first 20 miler. Did we run 22 that day? We ran very far, and it was, I don't know, it was something. We were just running side by side the whole time, and it was the day you was giving me the cold shoulder. You was kind of breathing hard that day too, and I'm just like, is he cooked right now? Like, what's going on?
And yeah, we was all over the place that run that day.
This was definitely the vibe. Like, are you pushing me or am I pushing you? Because I'm glancing over at Gary. He taking a look at his watch, and I'm like, all right.
So I want to clear the air. I feel the need to clear the air with Gary. So the thing about Gary, I mean, that is very commendable. Gary's gonna match your energy, flat out. Like and I think that probably comes from like high school track and field or something like that. Because and he reminds me of like Sydney. Like we ran with Sydney DeVore. She's a semi-pro or pro runner, and if you edge up on her and she goes with you, and y'all get to 7:30, that's where y'all at. She not backing off. She gonna keep going. And that's the same thing with Gary. Like if you don't want to run fast, just don't run fast, and Gary gonna chill with you. If you pick it up, Gary will be right there until he's not there no more.
And he's not gonna relinquish that. He's not gonna relinquish that. He's gonna be like, okay, this is where you want to go. This is where we are.
And so Gary is actually like, you need somebody like Gary in a group because, you know, we'd all be like surge and pull back. Gary like, no, we up here. You know, so I really do like running with him, especially around hills and stuff, because he'll go at the hills the same way, you know, and I think that's why he did so well in Boston. For those of you who don't know, Gary ran 2:55 PR in Boston. He PR'd in Boston by 7 minutes almost. In Boston, Newton Hills, all that involved in October.
Just ran a masterful race.
Masterpiece. Even the person that wrote the book, the Hanson's Marathon Method, said that he changed the way that he's going to be coaching people for the plans for Boston because of how Gary ran Boston and trained for Boston. So whoever doesn't like the new plan for Luke Humphrey's Boston 75, blame it on Gary, because
our favorite thing to do. Blame Gary.
Gary single-handedly ruined it for everybody and made it even tougher to get through. But shout out to Gary. Shout out to y'all for pushing it, because I think there is a place for that. A lot of times we always talk about running easy and stuff, but sometimes on long runs and certain runs where you have some leeway, I think we do need to push the limits, even if no matter what pace. I'm not talking about, it doesn't matter how fast you are or aren't or whatever you think you are. There's certain times where it's okay to kind of push within the realm of, like, as long as you can feel like you can run again tomorrow or whenever your next scheduled run is, it's okay to push sometimes, because, you know, on race day, we're going to feel all the feelings. You know, you don't want to burn out and do it every time, but if you're with some friends, you got a smile on your face and you're having some fun or whatever, sometimes it is okay to push. Just make sure you keep it within your range of safety.
Yeah,
So
be reasonable. But one
yeah,
thing about that, and I was thinking about this today. Um, it's cool to go into a run with expectations of doing one thing and then pivot in the run, because
mm-hmm.
that gives you the race is like that. You know what I'm saying? Not every race is going to go exactly to plan. Not every race is going to be exactly how you expect it to be. So if you are planning, all right, I'm going to run this moderate, I'm just going to, I'm not going to push it too hard. But then you do have somebody that's next to you and you're like, no, but I want to run with this person. I want to keep up with them. And you
Yeah,
push a little harder than you plan to do.
yeah,
That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, as long as it's within reason, because it gives you that opportunity to be dynamic and to be flexible and to adapt, because in races we have to do that. We have to adapt to the course. We have to adapt to the weather. We have to adapt to the competition.
mm-hmm.
So you never know what may happen in a race. So to throw those little pop quizzes into a long run every now and then, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, and I think that there's you see so many different training groups out there. Like if you watch YouTube, you go like Sweat Elite, guys. If you're on this and you don't know about Sweat Elite, just Google Sweat Elite. Or, I mean, just go on YouTube, look up Sweat Elite, and their videos are, there's a lot of information in there. It's just of people running, so it's not like the most entertaining thing in the world. But there's a lot of information, and you see how all these different groups, and it's not just East Africans. It's like, it's people from the States, it's people from Germany or whatever, like all over the globe. They're going around and watching like professional athletes and train and running with them, or like biking alongside, talking to their coaches, talking to them, finding out reasons why they do all these things. So much information in those, and that's actually what made me feel more comfortable, because like for a little bit, when you're new to training and you're new to marathon plans, you're like so by the book, and you're like, it says easy, so I'm gonna run in this pace. But you see there's so many groups out there that allow themselves a lot more leeway within workouts, whether that's to slow down, or long runs, or whatever, the mid runs. They're either to slow down a bit some days, and some days it's to push a little bit, or some days it's to start off super slow and cut way down, depending on what your range is. So Sweat Elite is a huge resource that I've learned so much just from, like, because I'm a running nerd, so I watch that stuff anyway. But I would watch it without the commentary. But there's so much to be learned, like just from their banter and all that other stuff. So it's really cool. So check that out too, guys.
And yeah, shout out to Malik.
Yeah,
First time catching live. I'm glad you tuned in. Hopefully we're providing some insight. But
yeah.
as we pivot here,
Pivot.
Tommie, your background is a bit different than normal. It looks like you may be somewhere in the world that is not your home or your usual studio.
Yeah.
Give us a reason why you got kicked out of the house.
I was just about to say, I was about to start off. I didn't get kicked out the house. I am in a hotel. I'm in Toledo, Ohio, and I am here to run the River Run 10K. So the River Run 10K is
Not you muting yourself. Come on, Chief.
no, I test the wire. It's short. It's a little weird
Okay.
wire, a little janky wire. But we ran the River Run 10K last year, and it actually is like, if you ever run the Detroit Free Press, the international one, you go over a bridge and then you go a few miles over in Canada, and then you come back through a tunnel. So it's just an inverted hill. But it reminds you of that so much, because in the first 2 miles you go here in Toledo, you go over a bridge that's actually decent. It's not a small bridge. And then at mile like 5.5 or 5, you go back over a much more shallow, less of an incline bridge. But in a 10K, that bridge will murder you, because it's just like at any point in a 10K, like you don't want the end of it to have a hill anywhere. But so it's a really cool run. It's going to be hot and humid tomorrow. We did it. It was they do a really great job putting it together. It's Run Toledo who puts it together. So shout out to them for the invite. But then they also host the Glass City Marathon, and then they have the Muddy Hen 5K, or the Muddy 5K here. But they also, I don't know if you know, but I think that their team manages that Dexter to Ann Arbor race.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot of cool things, putting on some really cool events. So I'm down here, and this is going to be part of my training. We've off season is like how we've since last year, we throw in a bunch of races, have some fun, test out the wheels, all that stuff. For this one, it's going to be a little different for me. I'm not going to be able to just go crazy. Coach has a very specific plan, which is to run marathon pace for the first 3 miles, and then then cut down the back 3. And because I'm going to be running a marathon prior to New York, my marathon, my first one this year, is going to be in September 11th, an Erie marathon. And I'm just doing that just to get back to Boston because the last Boston, the knee thing and the issue and all that didn't requalify. So I'm running Erie just to get under 3 hours, just to get back to Boston. So training for that. So my pace tomorrow is going to be much slower than what I'd love to do for a 10K to get to that pain cave. I'm sure I will on the back half of it to get a little crazy, but should be all within reason. So I'm looking forward to it and can't wait to get out there back in the race vibes. We did a race last weekend, but I was pacing a friend, so I didn't have the nerves and like the feeling. So I can't wait to get out there and get to that start line.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, I enjoyed that race last year. I missed my PR by probably 15 seconds, but it was definitely a challenging course.
Yeah.
And being that this is early July, you can only imagine what the weather was like. So, like I said, challenges on race day that you don't usually expect. So, to get out there and just put down, I want to shout out the guy that he pushed me last year. I was running side by side with this guy for probably the last mile and a half of the 10K, and man, he was just like he wasn't letting me slow down, and like I just kept looking at my watch. He's like, "Stop looking at your watch! Like, come on, just lock in. We're almost there. Just lock in." Yeah, that was super dope. So, I'm usually anti-Ohio, but shout out to Toledo.
It's Toledo's so close to Michigan that you can kind of push.
Man, blood of Michiganders was spilled for Ohio, Toledo, all that kind of stuff. So I think we gave them Toledo in order to get the Upper Peninsula. So I mean, we won the trade, but
okay. So now that we've won it, right? Would you rather, now that we have it, would you rather Toledo or the UP
to like live?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, would you rather, if we had to redo the fight, would you say it's worth fighting for Toledo?
Yeah, or no. They can have Toledo for sure. They can have Toledo. The UP is nice up there.
Yeah, I mean,
different kind of people up there, but it's nice. You know what I'm saying? The nature is nice. Mackinac Island is a cool place.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe not so much for people that, you know what I'm saying, but it's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's not super diverse, but it's nice though. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure their polling looks a certain way, but you
never know, man.
We're just tourists, man.
You never know.
Better than going to Toledo.
But I want to answer this question real quick. So Tamika says, "Good evening, everyone. Are you all recommending the subscription to Sweat Elite or just the YouTube channel? I don't have the subscription. I'm not saying that it's not worth it or not. That's up to you. Check it out. I only watch the free videos. And
they've got loads of content on their free channel, also free podcast. So yeah. But if you're super into it, if you find yourself just wanting to binge and go crazy, by all means. But you'll see.
I mean, I couldn't imagine I can't imagine like what the next videos would be like.
Yeah.
And so if they've stepped up the quality, that much and the information that much more, and you check it out for a month, to make it, if you just really into it like that and you decide to go get the subscription, please let us know that you got it. Please give me your password. No, but let us know if you like it and what what's the difference, because I'd love to know, because I don't know anybody that has it. But yeah, Sweat Elite, either way, check them out for sure. So 10K tomorrow. I'm happy about it, pumped about it. Can't wait to get these wheels turning.
So how are your legs feeling? I know we've been going through this week, and we've been experimenting with a shoe that I'm not going to name, but
man, my legs feel great. Like, that's a great segue. I think we should just start jumping into the shoe case. Yeah. But I think I'm at like 40 something miles or whatever. And I've been at 40 for a few weeks, and I feel like I've been doing a better job at sleeping. I feel like I've been doing a better job at some strength training, not as much as I'd like to, but
Ooh,
doing
I woke up
better with
sore
that.
today.
Cherry Bundy.
No, because we did that core workout where that guy on YouTube watched this yesterday, and I woke up. I felt it because we did that lower back stuff. Felt that.
Like the lower back,
and I also felt
that's why I was sore. Yeah, the abdominals.
Abdominals.
But I think that legs are feeling good, but we got to talk about this shoe, right? So we got a shoe. PR Project has been blessed and lucky enough to get shoes, and this shoe we got well before release date. And you drum roll.
I don't know what you're about to say.
It's a mystery shoe.
Oh, I'm about to say, what are we do? What are we drum rolling for?
What are we drum rolling? Are you still So it's a mystery shoe. We're unfortunately not allowed to talk about. Well, we're not allowed to tell you about the shoe or tell you the name of the shoe or show you the shoe. But there's a shoe coming out that is absolutely, I would say, out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 9.25 for a training shoe. It is a training shoe. It is for those high mileage days, months, weeks, whatever. It's a great feeling at first when you put it on. It is very odd because of the way it's structured. But after a mile and a half, both of us were saying the same thing. After a mile and a half or so, you just start going getting in the vibe with it. And I've reached for it I've worn them 3 times, and I wanted to wear them again today. And I wouldn't even mind wearing them in the race tomorrow, just because how good they feel.
I don't think you'd be allowed to wear them in the race tomorrow, but but it's a very interesting shoe, like you said. It's different. It's a different vibe, absolutely. But I think I'm into it. I'm definitely into it. I felt like I may have.
So Chris says,
corner,
Chris says, I guess it's not the Nova 3. I don't know.
It could be.
Could be.
I just know when I was turning the corner one time, I felt like. Do you remember when Ford had those recalls for the Firestone tires because they were making people like fly off the road?
No. Oh yeah.
I felt like I felt like an SUV out there. I felt a little top heavy. Like if I hit the corner a little too hard, I might have spilled, into the street. But other than that, like going straight,
yeah,
they felt very good. They felt
when I turn the corner, I feel like I hear that sound that be in movies, like when semi trucks are like skidding, like I felt like that, like because it was a little shaky around the corner, but
no, it's a cool shoe. Definitely something different. But
once it hits, it's gonna be. I think people are gonna go crazy. It's gonna shut down this one shoe that everybody says is amazing that I don't like so much.
Yeah, it's a novelty kind of shoe, but I think it's worth its weight in production from what you get. I don't think it's just like a gimmick.
No,
like the features actually have utility, and it's not just like we made this for the sake of making it. So
and then and surrounded it with a bunch of like, you won't get hurt with this shoe.
Yeah, a bunch of propaganda.
They didn't go with that. It's a shoe, and it's got these things in it that's gonna help you supposedly do what you gotta do, and I believe them. We got people guessing. So Ryan says, y'all ran these today? I don't know. No, we didn't. But
no,
I don't know.
I ran in the New Balance Fuel Cell RC. What? Fuel Cell Elite RC Elite.
And I ran in the On Cloud Boom Echoes. And so Chris is still trying to figure it out. He's like, so it can't be the Nova Blast 3 because Cole been wearing that shoe for a bit. Yeah, Kafuzi has been wearing those for a little bit. Yeah, so it's not that. Joy, like, wait, I missed everything. Start over. Okay, starting over.
Hi, my name is everybody.
This is the PR Project. Yeah. So Joy, we are talking about a shoe that we can't talk about. So it's called the mystery shoe. Let's move on because this is painful.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a cool segment, but I don't know if we executed it the way I planned it. So
I think that
as soon as we get the go ahead from this mystery company, the alien company, we will
We'll let you
go back to this video and then you can get our review because we'll review it again. So
we're full reviewing then.
I'll say we giving this the entire
the day. Not even like we may even have
emergency stream.
Yeah, we're gonna have an emergency stream on the day that we're allowed to, and that is. Hold on, let me do my math calculator, aka calendar. That day, Thursday. Can we do a live stream Thursday?
Yeah, we might can do it. Let's do it on Instagram though.
Yeah, live stream Instagram Thursday. We can talk about this shoe.
Cool.
And we'll be together. And then we'll run. Well, then we'll run. We'll do it for 5K, 10K wins Thursday, and
I'll be reporting live from I-75.
We on the lodge with it. All right, shoe case. Drop a shoe.
All right, first up. I ran in this shoe yesterday, 8 miles through Kirk in the Hills. If you are a northern or mid Oakland County resident, you'll know Kirk in the Hills. It's an interesting place. It's a place where souls go to die.
Souls go to die.
This is the ASICS Gel Cumulus 24.
Cumulus, right?
Cumulus.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if I think I've talked about this shoe before.
Yeah, I think you did, but you hadn't run that much in it. So
yeah.
I'd love to know more.
I ran in this shoe last training block a couple times. I took it out. I actually took it out for a 10 miler, which is kind of weird because I usually don't wear this kind of shoe. This wouldn't be the shoe I grabbed for a 10 mile run, but we were in a weird time, man. That was just like another 10 miler this week. Like that was in the thick of it. So, but I enjoyed this shoe a lot. I know a lot of times we do kind of get into the weeds about shoes that are pretty expensive, shoes that are kind of high end, not really the shoe that is something a new or like novice or like a beginner runner or just a financially responsible person, which I don't know if I fall in that category, but this is a good just all around training shoe for someone that wants to get out there and get after it, but not break the bank. I believe you could get this Gel Cumulus 24 on the ASICS website right now for $130.
That's such a decent price for that shoe.
Yeah, and this is a very mass-produced shoe. This is one of ASICS mainline shoes, 24 years, hence the Cumulus 24. So this is like a legacy shoe for them. So I'm sure you can always find this on sale somewhere. This is a cool little colorway, cool little pattern on it. But very straightforward, neutral, not a lot of bounce, not super poppy. Does have some responsiveness. I don't know if you can see, but the FF Blast Foam, which we are fans here at the PR Project. We are fans of the FF Blast Foam. Just all around good shoe. I'm sure you can bang up a lot of miles on them as well. Also, if you wanted to wear this just for other reasons, to work, to the gym, it kind of covers all bases. I don't think it's pigeonholed into just a running shoe. This is one of those running shoes that you can kind of. It's versatile. It doesn't have a super toss stack. It doesn't have a super aggressive drop. So if you wanted to just if you had to run some errands in it, you could do it. If you wanted to be a mall walker, you could do it. But I'm a fan of this. It's very similar to the Nimbus 24. They're kind of.
Which one's better though? You think?
Since I ran in this one yesterday, I'll say this one's better.
Okay.
I'll say the Nimbus is softer. So if you like a firmer ride, the Cumulus is probably what you would like. I think that's the biggest difference. But the foam, like the stack height is very similar. The upper is very similar. Lockdown is very similar. Drop, I'm pretty sure it's identical. So yeah, if this is if you're in the market for a budget friendly everyday trainer that you just want to put a bunch of miles on, I would definitely suggest the Cumulus 24. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm sure that the Cumulus is a shoe that ASICS just knows. Once they put it out, they have a cult following for it and people will buy it. So I'm going to put more miles in these for sure on those days that my legs feel good. And I just need a regular shoe. This is a regular shoe. And I know it's not going to get in the way. I know it's not going to force me to do anything that I don't want to do. So shout out to the Cumulus 24.
Regular degular
girl from the Bronx.
Hey man. Hey, sometimes you just got to go that way. So my shoe is up next.
Has Ultra ever made it to the shoe case? Not quite yet.
Ultra has not made it to the shoe case.
Tommie has a couple pair. I haven't had a pair yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little afraid of zero drop. So
Yeah, so Aaron's a little scared of the zero drop, but I mean, there's definitely. I think that if you learn a little bit more about the zero drop and the benefits of it, I think that you probably be one that would probably throw it in the lineup every once in a while, just because you know how good it could be for your feet and your legs and your
Sam,
stabilizers and all.
oh no, absolutely.
Yeah,
I would probably have to start out like they say with zero drop shoes, you should work them in slowly. You know, it's
yeah,
not a thing where you just
yeah.
bam.
You don't go 10 miles. You go like like a 6 mile day or something like that.
So
But
maybe next off season.
but they do have I can't remember the name of it now, but it's more plush. I think it's like the Torn plush. I think it's called Torn plush, but it has a feel more of like some of the shoes that we're used to, but it's just zero drop because before the older models was so minimal that like going from what we are now to a zero drop with like a minimal sole, it can get a little dicey, I would think. But they've done a good job at like kind of like towing the line. They've actually upset their core base often with the way that they're trying to like get a little closer to for somebody to not feel so intimidated by that zero drop or by that different type of shoe. So yeah, Ultra is gonna make it to the list one of these days. Ultra, if you listen in, just send them.
Send them through 9.5. You already know.
11. All right, so my turn on the shoe case. I'm going to be wearing this shoe tomorrow, and it is the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. So this shoe is not quite out yet, but this is the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. I wish I had the other one with me, but you can see that the midsole is much thicker, thick with two C's.
Thick.
You know,
3 C's.
nice and thick. It's a decent looking shoe. The upper is a little different than the last one. What one thing I like about them is they stick to what they know. Because if you look at all the rest of the Saucony shoes, the upper shape is pretty much always the same. So if you're a Saucony lover or liker and you feel like the fit is good for you, these will fit the same. They're a little lighter because this is more of a mesh type of weird thing. They got like some type of plastic, but you can really just see straight through the shoe pretty much. It's kind of the light's kind of glaring off of it a bit. But I put the shoe on. I'm not a big fan of the Saucony Pro 2. I like the Saucony Speed 2 much more than the Pro 2. And I feel like the feeling of this shoe is softer and a little bouncier, like the Pro, like the Speed 2, like I'm more inclined to go with. So I feel like they've done that mix of what they needed to make the Pro 3 a more in line with the competition. Because whenever I put on a super shoe, I mean, this is a super shoe. It's carbon fiber plate in here. I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on something because I don't have another brand, And I'm sure that a shoe like this is going to help the Saucony Pro athletes out there to know that they're kind of going in the right direction. They have a little higher stack here, a lot more bounce. I don't even know what the name of their foam is actually, but they have this is a very squishy bounce here. It feels great underfoot, and like once you get this lockdown, the lockdown is a little strange. I gotta be honest, but once you get that lockdown, this shoe is really really nice. I did some easy run. I did an easy run in it, and I also got some turnover. The bounce and the speed roll technology definitely is one of those shoes that rolls you forward. If you are a heel striker, super soft. The heel of this shoe is wildly soft. If you are a midfoot to forefoot striker, this was going to get you rolling off the toe beautifully. So I'm gonna run in these tomorrow. I will race in these tomorrow, so I will be able to give you a much more of a real what is it called review on these soon. So kind of vague, really good shoe, but I have some more testing because I'm not going to say that they replace any of my other favorites yet because I haven't gone fast in them yet. So Saucony Pro 3, the price tag on this would be $225 when it comes out.
Yeah. And just for the record, the foam on the Saucony is called Power Run PB.
Thank you. Power Run PB. But yeah,
my quick research says they added an additional 4 millimeters of Power Run PB foam to the Endorphin Pro 3. So
you can see it, you can feel it. Good job. And one thing I like about Saucony is the foundation of these, even though it's a little higher, you don't feel the difference. You don't feel unstable. And that's a big deal too, because some of these shoes are getting a little higher and they do get a little weird. You got to get used to it. This is just like throwing on a normal shoe that has a little bit of steroids in it.
Hey, we don't use that word.
I mean,
No performance enhancements.
legal steroids. Legal steroids.
Hashtag
Legal
clean
steroids. I mean, I'm just saying legally.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Legal steroids.
So next up, I'll do one more shoe.
One more.
So next up, this shoe is another everyday trainer vibe. And I also believe that we've spoke about this shoe before. The New Balance 1080 V2. I really like the look of this shoe. It kind of curls up a little bit, but it's a cool looking shoe. It is very reliable. I will say that every step in this shoe feels secure. It feels stable. I really wanted to kind of just bring this shoe out because one of our friends was having some calf issues, and she said she's worn this shoe for the last couple of days. She wore it for the long run today, and she wore it for her easy run yesterday, and she said she had no pain, no discomfort. So shout out to the New Balance 1080. It's a very stable shoe. Not as bouncy as the Rebel V2. That one is like unbelievably bouncy for like the kind of shoe it is, but it does have a familiar ride. It feels similar to that.
Yeah, good play off each other.
Yeah, they definitely do. So this one is like the regular version of the car, like just the regular, base model. And then the Rebel is kind of like the sports version of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like one step up. It's a little bouncier, probably a little lighter. But this one is definitely perfect for picking the kids up. All the stuff that you do in a regular sedan, this one is good for that. The upper is nice, good lockdown. I like the heel counter. It doesn't get in the way. And just the overall, it's also a neutral shoe, but it does roll you into the next step pretty nicely. Fresh Foam X, New Balance's range is solid right now. Like they have a very solid rotation of shoes, and I'm just super grateful that we're able to tap in with New Balance and really experience the entire full slate of what they have from their running offering. So 1080 V2, if you're looking for a solid everyday trainer, much like the Cumulus 24, I would definitely recommend. I'm going to probably pull those out quite a bit more because unlike the Rebel V2, which me and Tommie feels might die out kind of quick because that foam it seems a little less dense. That 80, I feel like we'll be able to bang that up quite a bit, and it'll hold on and perform for a longer period of time. So
big shout out. I love the 1080 V12, and I can see a lot of miles will get put on that in this next training block. Like you said, their range of shoes is pretty, it's pretty respectable. Like, I mean, you could go to the store or go to your local Gazelle or wherever you got to go and purchase 4 shoes from four shoes from New Balance, and you'll have everything. You'll have the 1080 V12 that covers the slow, long run, easy run, in between, and then you grab the Rebel V2. That can be an easy day, but it's really kind of more of that little speed range, that mid range, and then you grab the what was the other ones? RC Elite 2. And that's easily a half marathon, 5K, full marathon as well. And then they have the 880, which is I wouldn't necessarily have both the 1080 and the 880. You just got to figure out what fits you like better, because I think they're pretty much the same shoes. They probably just feel different on foot. Yeah. So 3 shoes and you got your whole training block covered, which is really cool when a shoe company does that, when they really find that balance of not overkill for each category. Like you have 50 options for one thing. You just 1080, grab it, or the 880. And then for that mid range, it's always the Rebel V2, and then it's always the RC Elite 2 for the running. So I like that a lot. Had something to New Balance.
Yes, New Balance is killing it, especially over on the lifestyle side too. So shout out to New Balance. You guys do it the right way.
Yeah. go to their website, check it out. We don't have a promo code for you, but just tell a friend that the PR project referred you to them. I don't know.
They'll appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's that. Actually, you know what? I want to do something a little different, random. I know this is a little different. I'm gonna type it up. You say something really prolific while I'm typing.
All right. So um, this week during training, and I didn't talk about this, but I had a moment on Thursday. Me and Tommie planned on running 8 miles, 8 mile easy run on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty hot. It was really hot, um, super hot, if you will. And I made the decision to cut it short at about almost 6 miles. And I was kind of down on myself for doing that, but then I had to take a step back and realize it's fine. You know, it's okay to make adjustments. It's okay to, um, use your better judgment. I was really working. And I wasn't running super fast, and it just felt like a lot of work. And I knew I had to work out the next day, so
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to let people know, like, everybody has these struggles. This is not
Oh man.
it's not exclusive to new runners. It's not exclusive to quote unquote slower runners. It's not exclusive to faster runners. Everybody has those days where things just don't go their way, and sometimes it's your fault. Partially, it's definitely my fault because I don't think I hydrated well enough that day. But also, there's situations out of your control, circumstances out of your control, which was the 95-degree heat and the sun beaming down on us the whole time
Yeah.
that made that run suck. So I decided to call it, and I got out the next day and I nailed my track workout. Couldn't ask for a better workout. Long run went great today. So uh, it wasn't the end of the world like it felt like when I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just giving yourself grace, giving yourself some space to, live
Yeah,
life.
it's like it's a weird balance, like, because we want to reach our goals, we want to PR, we want to run fast, we want to get stronger, whatever your want is. It always seems to like tend to put too much pressure on each individual run. You can do the best you can in the run. If you made a couple of mistakes prior to, like, not hydrating correctly, or didn't sleep well, or you just had a rough day, or whatever it is, or you're just going through something in life. Like, there's so many things that add up to a decision that we have to make sometimes during a run. You got to be honest with yourself, and is it an excuse because you don't feel like it, or is it like today is a day where you pulling the plug would actually help with your mental health, actually help maybe even with your next run. So you gotta kind of weigh the options and really be true, but apply grace as well. Like, okay, maybe today isn't the day. If you do that 50 times, in a row, then we talk about something different. But that's why you got to tell yourself the truth and say, like, hey, what's really going on here? I mean, am I just being lazy? Would I rather go watch, like, Stranger Things right now, or is it like, I'm really stressed at work. It's hot. I didn't prepare correctly and I'm feeling it. You don't want to burn yourself out, anytime during the training block, let alone early in one. So I feel I'm really glad that you shared that and that you're vulnerable enough to say, because that's real. I mean, we gotta be real with ourselves. And the fact that you went back and crushed the workout the next day, you probably wouldn't have crushed that workout maybe
No,
if you finished that run.
that was my mindset when I was struggling. I'm like, let's recalibrate and understand what is important and
Mhm.
understand how this one run works with the rest of the runs that we have coming up. So I made the decision to pull the plug, and it turned out to be the right decision. So I've been overcooked before, and I know how to get
Yeah,
there. So I'm gonna
I
try
know.
not to do
All right, so this is different. This we'll see if this could go over well. It could be a fail. Who knows?
that. Hey,
I'll,
y'all here
I'll,
with us?
I'll,
Y'all here with us? Y'all can make the decision.
all right. So this is a question for the audience. Again, we started off with a question. We're gonna end with a question, right? And I'm gonna put the question up here because it seems like a little easier, right? So, what shoe do you have your eye on right now, and you need PR project feedback? Because we talked about the Saucony Pro 3. We talked about the 1080 New Balance. We talked about what's the other one?
A6 Cumulus,
The Asics
Gel Cumulus 24.
24. But you may not have your eye on any of these shoes. Do you guys have your eyes on a certain shoe? Or maybe did you just get one that you want our feedback on? You haven't run in it yet, because we've happened to run in a lot of shoes in the last season and this one so far. And if you do have any in mind, we'd love to talk about it. If not, and you can't think of anything right now, hit us up in the DM because we'd love to talk more specifically about shoes that you guys want to talk about. I mean, we do come up with like shoes because we wear them throughout the week, and some of them are newer to us, so we review them and talk to you guys about them. But it would be nice to come into the show knowing that, like, Chris or Malik or Tamika or whoever wants to talk about a specific shoe, so we can get prepared, talk about the shoe for you. So throw a shoe out there if you got your eye on one or you got one and you just want us to hear our thoughts about it. In the meantime, I'm excited about this race tomorrow.
That's what's up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of, now that like I ran today and I don't know. It just I'm kind of having FOMO. I'm like, oh man, I could.
Yeah, I feel like you should be here, bro. I don't know what. No, but you ain't gonna feel FOMO when I'm like swimming over that last bridge.
Bridge, and then you go through that little park area where you do that like 360. I don't know what they got going on with that, but yeah. That was different. Hey, so Chris says he's interested in that 5K, that Puma 5K shoe. It looks wild. So
so that Puma 5K shoe doesn't come out until 2023. I think spring. The pictures of it look insane. Have you seen a picture of it, Aaron? It looks like, because the one that's out now, or it's going to be out with the exposed plate in it, that looks weird enough. But then this one has like, it seems like it doesn't even have a heel. Like, it's this weird slant. They did all this stuff with geometry and shapes, and shoe looks wild. Shoe looks crazy. It was actually in the Puma store off of Newbury Street in.
I didn't even go in there.
Yeah, they had it up there for a little bit. Dope looking shoe. It looks wild, and I heard it's supposed to be crazy fast. And then we got Tamika. Thanks for tapping in. This was a reach, but I appreciate it. So Tamika says the Ultra Riviera 2 or the Torin. I have the Torin Plush and the Torin. I like both of them. I like the Torin Plush better. The Riviera, I think I have that too. I believe it's like a step down in the feel or softness from the Torin Plush. So Torin Plush is definitely a good way to go. She's just out here crazy.
Got somebody out here banging in company line.
Company lady right here. Yeah, Torin Plus. I love that shoe. Very soft. I could see crazy amount of miles put on the Ultra Torin Plush. So thank you for that question.
And in the Hoka Mach 5, I would like to get those. We have the Mach 4. We enjoyed the Mach 4 for sure. So hopefully the Mach 5 will find its way to us shortly, and we can give you a review on that. Mari says the Asics Nova Blast 3 fire emoji. Speaking of that fire emoji, I know somebody at Asics that probably could get us a pair of those.
I feel like we should know someone at Asics. I mean, their people at Asics are just kind of like, okay, a little wishy-washy sometimes.
Ooh.
So
I that's Tommie Run saying that. That's not me. I love the people at Asics. You guys are great.
I'm just joking. Asics, I love Asics. Asics is the best. Everybody at Asics, specifically people that the name starts with the M. Yeah, so Chris said the front looks like it's chopped off in the Puma shoe. Yeah, it looks strange. It's a strange looking shoe. The geometry of the shoe is wild. Okay, so this is a lot. Hold on, man. So Alpha Fly 2.
The full review of our entire collection.
Alpha Fly 2, Metaspeed Sky / Edge Plus, Saucony Pro 3 as they compare as super shoes. So
okay, it's a combo question. That's a good one, Malik.
Oh, as they compare?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So
he didn't want a separate review. He just wants you to kind of.
I don't know. The Sky Plus is to me is a definite upgrade from the first Sky. So that's good because a lot of times shoes go they can go the opposite direction because they try to switch up too much stuff. So it looks like they made the necessary improvements. Pro 3, I haven't run it enough to even say anything like about that quite yet. It's a softer shoe than the Metaspeed Sky for sure, but I still feel like the Metaspeed Sky probably is more poppier and snappier and that's kind of what I'm looking for in a race shoe for like a marathon. Have not touched or seen the Alpha Fly 2. I wasn't a big fan of the Alpha Fly 1. I actually heard someone that's a huge fan of the Alpha Fly 1 say the Alpha Fly 2 is not as good as Alpha Fly 1.
I've never worn Alpha Flies in my life, so we don't know.
I feel like you should just get one just to run a long run in it and see what's up. That's the only reason why I bought it, was just to because I was tired of defending the fact that whatever I was defending without having the shoe.
I don't have the economic freedom to spend $275 on a pair of shoes that I'm gonna run one long run and then just put them away. So, but Liv says, Asics Metaspeed Sky. You can go back to all of our older videos. We love the Metaspeed Sky. I ran the Metaspeed Sky in Rhode Island, my first marathon. Ran the Metaspeed Sky in my half marathon PR in Savannah. Tommie ran the Metaspeed Sky in Boston.
Yeah. I ran Metaspeed Sky in all distances.
Yeah.
5K,
So
10K.
we are. I think that's the PR Project's favorite racer.
Mm-hmm. So. And then right after that, Vaporfly.
Yeah.
One or two, either one.
Yeah.
So Chris says, Believe in the Run doesn't like the Alpha Fly 2 as much.
Oh, I read that in Air Force 2. I was about to say, wow, out here running the Air Force 2.
Air Force 2. The Alpha Fly 2. Believe in the Run, that's who I heard didn't like it. I didn't know if they published that or not, but apparently they did.
Yeah. So, and Malik says he's hearing that as well from an Alpha Fly fan. So, them boys over there in Oregon got to figure it out.
So to me, like the Vaporfly 1 to the Vaporfly 2, only change was the upper,
mm-hmm.
and then the little construction of like the angle of the shoelaces and all that, whatever.
Yeah, and everything they did was an upgrade from the Vaporfly 1 to the 2.
Right. So if you have to if you had to make big changes to a shoe that's $275, something ain't right. Like it's supposed to be perfect.
Yeah, for $275, it better be perfect.
You shouldn't have anything to change. Like they haven't changed.
I got a good return policy, right?
What is it? Oh yeah. I don't know what that'd be hard to believe that their return policy on the Alpha Fly $275 is the same as the Air Force 1. Gotta be something off in that.
I'm just saying I can buy the Alpha Fly 2 and run it a few times and then return it for the full retail price, and then I can give y'all my I can get some content. We might do this.
Just at least get the Alpha Fly 1 like that.
We're gonna see. A lot of places be like, "Oh, we're final sale now." Like y'all using
not Nike.com, right?
Probably not. But I know that the Nike store by me be like, "We final sale," and I'm just like,
There's a lot of run specialty stores that won't let you put the Alpha Flies on and off the carpet.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's like letting somebody test drive a Lamborghini.
Imagine somebody coming in wanting the shoe and they about to buy it, but they say never mind because somebody wore it off the carpet.
It's like going to the Lamborghini dealership. Like, yeah, let me test drive this, bro. You know your credit not making it. You know you're not about. You know that this isn't a thing.
I thought you were about to say like Lamborghini store. The thing you about to go get a new Lamborghini. That boy got 150 miles on it.
Mm-mm. And you go in there. You like, I would like to test drive a Lamborghini, please.
If you got a test drive,
running your credit check off top.
If you got a test drive, just buy the car.
They run a hard inquiry on your credit just to test drive it.
I want to see if it's a rough ride or not. It's fast. Just that's not what we're not as
it'll do exactly what you want it to.
Right. What would you need to test drive it for? What?
That's it right over there. You see it. You want it?
You can look at it for sure. You can sit in it if you want to. But you ain't leaving out of here test driving. You ain't about to go pick up a number off of me. Come back with a bunch of numbers. All right. So thank you so much for participating in that little project. I think we should end it with some more conversation with y'all because this was dope and fun. Thank you so much for tuning in and commenting. Make sure you subscribe to the show. It's like a podcast, but it's not.
Yeah. I mean, you're here. You know where it's at. PR Project on YouTube. You can just search it. You'll probably find it. Like I said, you're here. While you're here, click there's a circle. It's white. It has a P and an R, and it's green.
Yeah.
Click on that, and then click subscribe. And
you know what?
You'll get alerts every time we go live.
You know what you should do? Everybody that's watching this, go to the thing, hit play automatic or play all, right? Hit play all. walk away. You ain't gotta listen to us. Just walk away. Let it play all the way through, and let it do it again. And then ask your friends to do the same thing. Not because we want more views, but just because I think it would be a fun project.
Yeah. We got to make sure that YouTube is working correct.
Yeah. It's a test on YouTube.
Yeah.
Playlist, play all, walk away, comment, all that.
We trying to get to 500 subscribers. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Follow him on Instagram at
Tommie Runs, TOMMIE_RUNZ. I was reading comment lists.
And you can follow me on Instagram, Aaron X Worldwide, WORLDWIDE. Buy a pair of socks. Exercising demons. We out here.
Oh, wow.
Let's do it.
All right, peace out, y'all.